Two of the qualifiers through to the winner's side. First of all, Craig, well done. That was a close match against Rob.
Thank you, Lee.
I know 10-all. You're a little bit upset at me for coming over. I mean, what's your point of view on that?
I completely understand the ruling. I just think at 10-all, I feel a little bit like I think it's a bit unlucky on Rob really. But to be honest with you, in the match, I got 7-up, I think, and he played some great ball to get back into it. I thought I was going to run away with it, and we got to like 8-all, and or 8-7, and I've twitched twice, 2 balls, and I thought I've blown it down. Luckily, he's missed a black at 9-all, so 10-9 up, I think. I managed to scrape the frame and then.
Right. Okay. I mean, just so everybody knows back home and around the world, what I actually said to you was, I gave both players 15 minutes for progress.
Yeah, that's right.
And then you said to me, well, what's progress? So, well, if there's no progress in 15 minutes, I'll reassess and maybe a re-rank. So I wasn't trying to make you play something rash. I'm just saying it got a bit bogged down.
But luckily for me, like the position I was in, because I had the other bag covered, it was alright for me. Like I could take a little bit of a risk, whereas Rob, he couldn't do anything. Yeah. Where his balls were, but I felt a bit more for him because like I couldn't do anything, and he was trying to get back into the frame. Yeah. I don't know what I was waiting for.
The way you left it, you're blessed, man.
It did come out well. Anyway, best of luck. You're still undefeated. You're on £1,000, and we'll have a look in the arena a bit later. Who you draw.
Thank you, Lee.
Best of luck, mate.
Cheers.
Come out. Yeah. Max, you come through the winner side. How do you feel you're playing?
I've had a stinker of a draw, I think. Played alright against Aaron Davis, but I didn't think he played his best. Went 5-0 down against Carl. Ended up winning 11-9. I played some good finishes to take that match out. I played Dan Rathbone last night. A lot of people were saying to me, "Oh, you're lucky you drawn him. Like he's not a known face of like Liverpool. I don't think."
Yeah, he isn't. He's a local player. He used to play a lot better snooker. He's from Stoke.
Yeah, he's a hell of a player. It was 5-4 up on him, and then I ended up spinning like 5 on the trot. That's what won me the match.
Yeah, he was qualified from our venue here, so he's done well to get as far as he did, and he did test him by the sounds of it.
And then I went 3-0 up against Arfan just a minute ago, and I done a lake in, I twitched, and he had 3 on the trot on me, and then I ended up going 5-4 down, and then it was like dish for dish for about 3 or 4 frames, and I pulled out some big finishes, and then the last frame at 10-8. He had a chance to on a break dish and he messed up getting on the black and yeah.
Tough match, but you come through it.
Yeah, I'm happy, really happy.
Okay, best of luck. We'll see you in the arena soon and
Cheers,
see you
man.
draw. Hold on, mate.
Cheers, pal.
2 more players to come in to complete the lineup. Matt and Josh. These boys are known as a red team. First of all, Josh, how do you think you played?
Yeah, we've played really well in pretty much every match. Just a couple of silly errors here and there that I've got to cut out. Thrown in a few quick ones, but apart from that, I mean, I'm really happy with my game so far.
I mean, you were scheduled to play the tournament favourite, Stephen Petty. Were you happy that he got knocked out the draw and you played Seb?
Well, he's my good mate, Steve. Obviously, I'd rather play Seb than Steve because obviously how good Steve is and he's a good friend now.
And obviously, you don't know much about Seb. He's still a great player. But
yeah, don't know a lot about Seb, but I'd much rather play him than Steve, I think.
Yeah. Okay, and over to Matt. Well done for getting through to the winner's side and to the last day.
Thank you.
What do you think of the event so far and how do you think you played?
Just plodding on, to be honest. I don't think I played great, I don't think I played bad. It's just, I don't know, I've had a decent draw.
Yeah.
Tables are awesome. So I'm just happy being quarters.
Okay, and you both won £1,000. We'll be doing the draw after this next round of matches. We'll see you draw. Best of luck, Matt.
Cheers,
Josh.
Thanks, mate. Thank you, mate.
On table 3, Greg Batten, Rob Ward. And table 4, Tom Morley, Seb Webb. Can the 2 string tables fire at 11 just hang fire? Don't start until we give you the nod. Rob Ward, table 3.
Okay, everyone, stuck with me again for what is now. Oh, he's racked these up nice. Look, he might have to have another go at that and swap the two end balls. That's just told him. Needs to learn these reds and yellows, but it's now effectively single elimination, and these guys are just effectively a round back. So these are in the last 16 now. First to 8, winners get to the quarters and the draw's redone. and losers. It's the motorway. And I think he'll be glad that I told him that they were racked up wrong, and he's actually re-racked them again, because look at the state of the yellows. He'll be over the moon to get the first frame on the board that easy. And although these guys have obviously played a match this morning, both of these guys were in the winner's side and both lost. Oh no, sorry, Simon wasn't. Simon lost yesterday in the winner's side. Arfan just lost to Max Nosko, so Arfan will be perhaps a little bit more deflated, having just coming off the back of a loss literally 10 minutes ago. Does make a difference. Bouncer has just beaten John Rowe in his first match, so he's coming off a win, and a good win. So may have a bearing on it. Joined in the commentary box by me, old pal from the old England junior days again, Jez.
Yep, afternoon, Gareth. Yep, so who's at the table, mate? Fitzy. Is this from the break, Gareth?
Yeah, it's from the break, so Fitzy actually wrapped the balls up wrong to start with.
Right.
I had to tap on the window to tell him, and then he broke, and they all went like this. So, he's had a flyer. Oh.
Yeah.
Has he got... Oh.
I think he's going to have to come off the side, the left cushion with a touch of right-hand side.
What about coming off the right cushion, where the line meets the cushion with left-hand side, kicking the yellow, and then potting the one over the pocket? I know that's not great for where it's knocking the other two balls, but...
It's a good opportunity of making the ball, though.
Yeah, it gives you another shot. Or he's got another option of playing the one he's closest to, thin off the ball, and pot the one over the pocket. He can play up and down.
Free ball plant, possibly.
Free ball plant, possibly. He could play up and down off the top rail and go long inside and play cushion first. I think he's got 3 or 4 options.
I think he's looking at the plant, the free ball.
Not hit it.
He's in it.
And he'll be devastated that he's not cleared from there. And Arfan,
It's a good opportunity.
He'll be over the moon to be coming back from the table after he saw that break.
It doesn't look easy on the screen, but if he just drops us through a couple of inches, then we screw him back. No, he's topping it through.
I think he's one of them players where he sort of sets up all the time with at the bottom of the cue ball and then strikes higher.
Yeah.
If you watch, he does it all the time. He sets up quite steep, as though like he's going to play a deep screw shot, and he does cue up really quick and then adjusts and comes up. You see, look?
Yeah.
And then comes up.
And comes up slightly.
Played it well because he played it thick, didn't he? Didn't want to get it too thin because
made sure they come apart.
Yeah, and the thinner you get it, the further the red goes across the back cushion. So. Yeah, there is a link to the scores. We're just going to put it up for you now. The website is qscore.com. And Paul is just about to stick it in the chat box for you there. You can keep track of the other 4 matches.
Yeah, good finish by Arfan, and just what he needed really after coming off a loss. So it's always difficult going straight back on after a loss. You know, you see a number of times people coming off a loss and then going straight on and losing again. So he'll be happy to settle into the match.
Yeah,
especially with a mistake from Simon. It's always better to take a frame that way early doors.
Yeah, and that was my point about the contrast of both of these players. One coming off the back of obviously a good win against John Rowe, and Arfan mentally is in a bit of a sticky situation where he's in the winner's side. He's lost this morning, and he has to go straight back on knowing he loses here. He's home. Fitzy lost early yesterday, so I think he's won 2 or 3 straight matches now on the loser's side. And I see the cup break, which, Jesus, which I think he mishit slightly.
Yeah,
hit it too thin.
I was commentating on Arfan yesterday on the TV table, and he's doing the cut break, and I spoke to him afterwards. He kept losing the white, hitting it thin, and twice he scratched, and so I don't know if the table's playing slightly different, because when he was playing Max just a minute ago, he was getting the middle of the cushion pretty much every time.
But surely that's nothing to do with the table. That's something to do with just where he's striking the ball.
Yeah.
You know, the yellow that he's aiming for, surely he's just hitting that too thin.
Yeah.
You know, the tables are the same size, were racked up in exactly the same place. So surely that's just the fact that he's not hitting that ball thick enough.
Yeah. But yeah, he played, 10 breaks on this table yesterday, and I think there was like 8 of them where the whites come low. And yeah, like you say, he's just not getting into it. But and twice he scratched, but still a devastating break.
And it's the black, isn't it, that's causing all the problems.
Yeah.
The black's not there. He just pots the one long into the left corner, nudges the red the yellow in between the 2 reds, and he's going to the left-hand side there. Look,
looks like
he's set up with left.
Ooh.
He's set. That never. He's saying it turned, but it never turned. It was never in. And it's,
he did miss that. Yeah.
He did miss that, and I saw that. I said as soon as he addressed the cue ball that he was setting up with left-hand side. I don't know if we can bring, we can't bring you that back, but he addressed the cue ball with left-hand side there for some reason.
So it's open table still, and is he looking at the plant? Can he make a plant with those 2 in the middle, off like skimming the red? I don't know if he's looked at that.
I think maybe can he not pot the one over the top right and come round and then play this one he's playing now off the black? He's playing this one off the red. I don't see exactly what value this gives you though, unless he can stun into it off this, but just playing this off the red, if he doesn't move anything, I don't see what not sure about this route, to be honest.
Well, the yellow between the reds will definitely go to the left middle. So he's still got a good opportunity. He just needs to manoeuvre the cue ball and map his route. I think he's going to try and get on the one in the middle now. He's just got to be careful with the white ball. He's got to play a shot now. Does the yellow sandwich between the reds actually pot to the bottom left?
I think the shot now is you pop the one over the top right corner with left hand side and go 2 cushions, top cushion, side cushion, and just leave the white in the gap and then play this one and then just screw up the side cushion.
Yeah. It's got to be his last ball now, then.
Yeah,
basically.
it has to be his last ball. I think he pops the one over the corner, just plays to the left hand side, just float round 2 cushions, anywhere around the blue spot.
Yeah, he's played
This
what you
looks
said.
pretty good. This looks very good. Good shot.
Yeah, he's perfect.
Couldn't have put it better with his hand.
Nope. Yeah, good shot. Well, they both made a mistake in the first 2 frames and they've both been punished.
So it's probably about right to be 1 each.
Yep.
Big break. Deserves a ball. Oh my God, what happened in the left middle there?
They both tried their fighting to get in.
They sort of like jammed each other out, I think.
They wedged.
So I fly out to China in the morning. I've got a tournament, so I'm going to actually go and do just do a little bit of practice, and I'll be back to do commentary on some of the later games. I'm going to hand you over to James Croxton, who's popped in to do a little commentary, so you can listen to a little bit of his rubbish for a little bit. Good luck with that, ladies and gents.
Welcome, James, to the commentary box.
Hi, Jess.
I've been stitched up.
I'm not as bad as the rumours make out.
No, I'm sure.
I'm a worse player than I am commentary. I assure you nowadays I'm retired.
I'm joining you, don't worry.
Yeah, I'm done. I'm taking up chess. That's a good shot. That was perfect.
Yeah. Yeah, Arfan made a couple of mistakes already in the first few frames, and after just losing, he's going to be well, under a bit more pressure than what he would have been.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't really followed the results, if I'm honest. I've had a bit of a busy weekend myself, but I won't ask.
Have you been down to the IPA this weekend?
I haven't. No,
No?
I haven't played. I haven't played the last event. I'm not sure yet what I'm doing next season. Seems to just be taking a lot of time, sort of playing pool and using a lot of holidays. And
Yeah.
I've got my little boy. He's heavy into his football now, and I find myself at some of these longer events over the weekend, sort of thinking, I wish I was at home. So tough decisions to be made. I think there's going to be enough events for me to play in one day, as these events that are just round, they're on my doorstep. So I think these will be better for me. Shame, because obviously I do enjoy the tour. But if I'm finding myself at tournaments with that mentality, it's hard enough to win as it is, as you know, Jez. So
Yeah.
Sort of not wanting to be there, or Arfan not wanting to be there, it makes it even tougher.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, we were talking about this yesterday in the commentary box, me and Hayden Penny, and I think next year I'll be jacking in the tour myself, and just concentrating on the player series. 5 massive events each year, and for me it's great value for money. It's central to everyone, and you get good long races as well.
Yeah.
And so I'll be definitely promoting the player series next year.
It's certainly been interesting looking at some of the opinions on Facebook and different social media about sort of the rules and what people should do and who's doing this, and a lot of bad mouthing as well, which I think is a bit silly because the standard of the club is high. The tables are obviously always going to be good with having Gaz and Lee as an influence behind it. Okay, not everyone wants to pay that sort of money, but it's comparable to the tours. It is central, as you say. You're not travelling up and down the country.
Exactly.
It's good for pool. The streaming's been different class again. It's what pool needs. It needs more, events like this.
Absolutely.
In an ideal world, you'd have one big tour and everything would be rosy and the prize money would be where we want it to be, but you've got to be realistic about these things as well, and these tournaments offer great value for money. Nowhere else can you play for this sort of level of money over a season. So
yeah, I think Lee's done a great job.
Why would you not play? Yeah.
Just going back to the tours, it's been like the same sort of prize money now for like 20 odd years. And there's been, Kev's done a great job on the IPA tour, but
I think the difficulties as well, Jez, through playing on the tour, over loads and loads of years, the best professional events used to be the ones that were at Yarmouth, because you had 500, 600 players already there watching pool, so you had the atmosphere, you had the players there, potential sponsors looking and thinking, wow, this really has got an audience, I can take my business to this audience, I might benefit from it, I might get business, whatever it might be. Whereas now, the grand scheme of things, okay, the tours, both sides, well-run events, in nice hotels, the standards obviously very, very good, but really, who's going to be there? If you had Wimbledon and there was no one in the crowd, would you tune in? Would it be the same?
It's not the same.
And it wouldn't.
You need the atmosphere.
Of course. So and obviously again here, it's at the club. The club's a busy club anyway. You've got people watching, just people on normal tables. There's all the snooker tables behind us where the regulars are playing. So they're looking in, and it only takes one person go, wow, I can play a bit of pool. I might give this a go. That's all it takes. You've got to take pool to the players.
Mm-hmm.
And to the people.
Yeah, the club gives off a really good atmosphere. I was hitting on that yesterday. All the tables in a surrounded area with the glass. And it's just a fantastic club. And like you say with Lee and Gaz, that they get the table spot on.
Yeah.
Every event.
I've heard very little complaints over the couple of events I've played. I played at my club, really, and you're never going to get them perfect all the time. It's impossible. But it's very rare you hear a complaint, which is good.
They're spot on.
Which is good. How did your weekend go, Jez? I don't want to bring it up, but
no good for me, mate.
No
good for me. I'm not going into it. It's just a bad weekend.
They've
but
not landed too bad.
No.
What's your view on the cup break, Jez? Are you a fan?
I just watched an Arfan break again here. I was saying to Gaza earlier on that Arfan's been doing the cup break, and he's been hitting them really well, but he's also been losing the white a little bit, hitting it low on the left cushion. And yesterday I commentated on his match, and he actually scratched a couple times from doing that. So he's got to start
straight into the corner,
coming off the side cushion low and then coming into the bottom right. But so he's got to start getting into it. When he does get into it a bit more, it's even more devastating. And I've seen that when he's playing a few of his matches this weekend.
Yeah,
he has so many break dishes this weekend. But he's up against it in this match. Yeah, he's 2-1 up. And he needed that last frame because he would have been spewing over the previous.
Yeah. First to 8, these rounds.
First to 8 now,
so,
yeah.
So this is the
last.
loser's side to qualify for the quarterfinals.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then they'll be back to 11s.
So who's currently sat in the quarters? Winner's
Quarters
side?
so far, you've got Max Oskill, Josh Kane,
Craig Lakin.
Matt Lawrenson, and Craig Lakin, that's
Okay.
it. Yeah.
So Craig just beat Rob Warren,
Yeah. Deciding frame.
was it?
Yeah. You know, Rob's back on playing my good pal Greg Batton. I don't know. Is there any updates on the scores there, James?
Okay, so let's have a look. Okay, so Rob Warren's 2-1 up against Greg Batton. Seb Webber's 3-2 against Tom Borley. Stefan seeding Gavin Lomax 2 each, and obviously here we can see it's 2-1 to Arfan.
Right.
The field, Jez, looks amazing. You know, the
Sorry,
standard
the
of
field,
the players is
Oh, it's phenomenal.
frightening.
He's got like, it's been 64 every event, and then this one I think he got
I mean,
around the 80 mark.
They say it's an amateur event, but let's have it right. I mean, you know, there's only a very small amount of players, 2, maybe 3 players that have ever earned a great living certainly from 8-ball pool, you know, Mick and Gaz, and obviously they've gone on to do other things, which is, you know, we're all amateurs really. None of us really make a living.
No.
And these players are amongst the best on the planet. You know, they can beat anyone.
Yeah. Well, it's a hobby to a lot of us.
Yeah.
You know, and if we get a few quid at the end of a tournament, then so be it. You know, but you know, we know we're part with money every time we come away. You know, it's nice when you're sponsored and everything. That helps massively.
Yeah.
You know, I'm lucky I've got a great sponsor in Richie Elliott back home in Plymouth, and he makes things much easier for myself because, you know, when you are playing in all these tournaments,
It costs a lot of money. It's a lot of time.
It is a lot. It is a lot.
And you've got
lot
the
of
wife
money.
nagging as well. You know,
Exactly.
imagine.
Guaranteed.
How is Lauren, Jess, all right?
Yeah, she's good, mate.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she's
she's very well.
quite
thanks,
local
mate.
to us here. She's from Stafford, so
Yeah, she's very well, and she'll be at home probably listening now. So
yeah. You're down that neck of the woods. You live down there
love
now.
you, darling.
You live down that neck of the woods.
Yeah,
Jess?
in Plymouth. Yeah.
You up in Stoke often, Stafford?
Oh, we come up to see Lauren's family, obviously, and everything. So yeah, you know, I don't know, a couple times.
Yeah.
Well, a few times a year, like so. But it's hard, you know, the months just fly by, and then before you know it, you know, you got to make another visit.
Of course.
Make another visit,
Make
like
another
it's a chore. But yeah, she's great, mate. Thanks.
Good.
And life's really good. So, well, that's a massive break. He's just got the one real
Yeah.
awkward one near the black, maybe. Let's have a look at the table. Going back to the break, James, what one do you prefer? Do you prefer the cut or straight?
Well, I
one?
mean, the break's never been my strongest point. I mean, to be honest, I don't really have any strong points anymore. But yeah, I mean, I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of the cut break. I've always believed you should hit the front ball. However, you know, it would be interesting to see, you know, people with my theory. You know, if we were playing for 20, 30 grand the winner, which isn't an unrealistic figure, how many players would change because they haven't got the strongest break? And it's a bit more of a guarantee of not finding the in-off. And, you know, I know a lot of players who have changed to the cut break due to the fact that the break isn't their strongest, you know, sort of point, and they seem to have more success with it. And if it works, then...
Well, I'd like to see a money match for a big pot where the break, both players have the break as a free shot. So then no one can moan about lack of like breaks, you know, making balls. So there it's a proper, true match. And if they don't, I'd love to see that happen.
There's many different sort of theories that people have got, isn't there, about different things you could do with the rules and to make it an even playing field. And that, I mean, you know, it seems to be the only game where you might not get a chance. You know, and I think that's why darts has become so big. You know, much like pool, it's a pub sport, but you're always going to get your chance. You're always going to get your throw. And the split screen, I think, is great for TV.
Yeah.
You can't do that with pool because effectively you're playing 2 games on one table.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that there's your restriction.
Yeah.
You know, how do you make it marketable to the masses
Well, that's
to
again-
get it to the stage where it could be? You know,
Yeah.
because in terms of participants, it's the biggest.
It's the biggest, isn't it? But again, like you say, over the last 20 years, it's just never really gone forward, and just unless you got someone like a Barry Aaron promoting, it's never. I can't see it ever
Exactly,
going anywhere.
and that's the question you were asking: is what is in it for Barry Earn? What does Barry Earn get from it? Because ultimately, that's how he would look at it. You know, he's not just going to think, "Well, I love pool, so okay, I'll put a few million in." Why should he?
Exactly. Well, Fitzy just played a great shot, going back to the pool a bit, and
I think if he's level, he's going to screw back with
Yeah.
a little bit of right hand side and just bring it closer off the side rail, and it's perfect.
yeah. Oh, he flicked it.
Flick
and
the red, and
he's landed behind the red.
see, I think he didn't really need to play it with so much force. I mean, he could have left himself a harder yellow
I think-
because he always had the angle to just drop behind the black.
Did he play it with right hand side and just flick? Because
I think he
put
did.
too much right hand side.
Yeah, I think that's
and
possibly
flicked
what's
it.
flicked the red. Yeah.
But yeah, I think he might have just got a bit greedy on position, possibly, where he could have just made sure of finding that gap.
Yeah. Tried to be too perfect.
And you know, someone that pots a ball like Simon, you know, I think he should have maybe just played for the gap.
I don't know about yourself, Jez. I mean, I've watched Seb Webb on the next table in a couple of money games, and how does he play with that cap? That would put me off. I don't know what people's view. I mean, it obviously suits his game. You know, he's used to it, but I don't think I'd be able to do that.
Yeah, no, I couldn't
That's
wear
a great
cap.
shot.
That's a great shot. Oh, the cue
He's
was
just
drifting
slow.
over.
Oh, he's right
I
in the
think
jaw.
He's knuckled. Ouch.
You can't believe your luck sometimes. With a great shot like that, you'd expect to leave yourself at least off a sniff, wouldn't you? That's so unlucky.
It's quite early in the match, but things could be slipping away from Fitz already.
What price is he to pot this, Jez?
What price is it? This 50 to 1.
50 to 1.
Yeah, I'm not going too big.
I'll have you- I'll
Especially if you're having a pound.
I'll have a pound.
Exactly. Oh, it's such a tricky shot. But he's got nothing else, he's got to go for it. Can he pot? He can't swerve round the knuckle, could he? No.
He's got to try and chop it into the middle, hasn't he? It's the only shot he's got.
Mm.
I mean, failing that, it's just a case of it's a no. I think you're better trying to play a shot than not.
Oh, that
Unlucky.
would have been nice to see if he just caught that. How close it could have went.
But the shot he played before to snooker himself, you know, he sort of hasn't done himself any favours because he had a big space to play in. As good a shot that is,
He shouldn't have been in that position.
he shouldn't have been in that position.
And then he's just chasing again, chasing the frame. And now Arfan looks pretty nailed on to go 4-1 up. And Arfan's previous round loss will be a distant memory now.
Who did he play?
He lost to Max. It is it's a good match. They're both playing very well. And close all the way, and then Max just stepped up a couple of gears towards the end.
Mm.
And
I saw some of the odds before the event started, and I was amazed at some of the prices that were there. You know, just incredible. You know, for the standard of players.
good odds on them.
No
Value or not?
Well, yeah, fantastic.
Good value, yeah.
You know,
Well, I think it helped with Petty being such a short favourite in
Yeah.
the end. I think he is 8 to 1 at the start, but then I think quite a bit when he went on, and he went 2 to 1. So that sort of opened the rest of the field up.
has he made a bit of a comeback now, Steve? Has he? I haven't seen him for.
Yeah, I had a yap to him
Wow.
outside the other night, and yeah, he's a lovely lad, Steve, and
He is
yeah, he ain't changed much, you know.
talented.
Yeah,
boy.
talented. And he was unlucky. He played Greg in the previous losers round this morning, and Greg was 7-2 up, and Steve pulled it back to 7-all. and he had a chance to win the match as well. And Greg kept it together and got the job done. Obviously, when you're 7-2 up and it's goes 7-all, you're thinking that's not meant to be, because Greg had a little bit of bad luck. And things seem to have been going against him, but then he dug deep, and as Greg does, shows his class, and dished up well in the deciding frame when he's under all sorts of pressure. You know, sat in your chair for 5, pretty much, and then yeah, Greg done well. And is it right for another update on schools?
Okay, so for anyone who's interested, Seb has just gone 5-2 in the lead against Tom Borley. Rob Warren is 4-1 up against Greg Batten. Gavin Lomax has just taken the 3-2 lead against Stefan Rasidi. As you can see, Arfan is just about to pot the black for 4-1.
So Seb Webb playing well. You know, a lot of it's made like with Seb that like he's a bit of a character and everything on Facebook, but you know his pool talent is incredible. He's a really good player.
Well, watching him in the last couple of money games, you know, I actually sent him a message, in not the last one, the one before. He came from behind. Some of the pool he played was
against Gavin Robinson. Yeah,
it was incredible. Yeah, I mean the finishes he was taking out were good, really, really good, worthy of any sort of level. I think that's what it is with pool. You know, there's a lot of players capable of doing that. It's how often they do it.
Yeah, he's definitely got the bit between his teeth at the moment, and he's confident. He's so confident. Oh, the white thing kicked him off. Look. Wow. That's desperately unlucky. That.
It's a big frame for Simon. This.
Oh, he needs it. It's a must win.
The first shot.
I think he's got to be playing the free ball plant possibly.
Yeah, and bring the other red out. So
yeah.
Catch it on the sort of left hand side as we look at it, and bring it out into the middle of the table. Yeah. It's just the black then. I think was the black creep in the middle, or was he?
I think it will do. I think that's just down to personal preference on how he feels best getting on that ball. But I think he'll be playing it down the rail. He'll be getting on it for the rail.
Okay.
So he's using the red.
Using the red.
He's played it well.
Yes.
Yeah, played it well. So now I'm guessing he's going to be playing the black in the middle because he's clearing the reds at the top half of the table. So I presume he's going to be dropping it in the middle now.
Is that quite an easy double as well?
Yeah. Yeah, that's me. I'm playing the double. Yeah, I think it's a bit tighter than what it actually looks like on the TV screen, so I think he's a little bit short.
Does he bring it out now, Jez, or did you just play into the gap?
I think he's just going to drop the white off the cushion with a touch of right-hand side in. I think he's going to try and kiss the yellow full ball. But no, he looks like, I'm not sure what he might be trying to bring it out.
Was it that a bit firm?
I think he did try. I don't know if he tried bringing the red or it's in the yellow, I'm not sure. But he done neither, and now he's got to play a bit of a shot now.
Yeah, he's got to pinch the pocket a little bit. I think the beauty of these cloths is you can get hold of the white ball.
Yeah. He's got
on the back of the yellow.
Played that well. Played it very well. So it's going to be a double on the black.
Yep. Screw, and double.
Yep.
It's a big frame for him.
It's just a must. He screws that white back past the black. And do not come short.
I think he's giving himself a little bit of insurance, hasn't he? Coming off the rail, and rather than risk stirring it, he knows he's coming out into the middle of the table.
But at the same time, he doesn't want to overdo it either, so too much, that is. So he's just gone a touch too far, possibly.
A little bit too far. Should be okay.
Should be okay.
He's got the yellow on the back rail to prevent the white flying around the table.
Going in the same pocket, as you see sometimes.
He's got it.
Yeah, looks good.
Good shot.
Yeah, good finish. A much needed finish from Simon. And now we're 4-2 to Arfan. So would you consider yourself playing in the Player Series next year?
Yeah, I'll be playing. Like I say, I live round the corner. It doesn't really take any holidays from me. I can sort of still probably work on the Friday or have half a day on the Friday. It's sort of saving me a lot of holiday time. My little boy and whatever, which is good news for me.
Yep, good.
Not doing so much travelling and then just practice for the events that I want to. Like I find myself at the minute sort of all forcing myself to put the hours in for the tour because I'm thinking to myself, do I really want to be here?
Where do you
boy.
go and do you practice on a blue cloth?
I play
anywhere?
here. This is where I play.
They don't have blue cloth?
No, I mean it is predominantly a World Rules club. All the leagues are World Rules. There's no black ball teams around this area, although they are trying to sort of form some. I don't think it makes that much of a difference, Jez, if I'm honest. Not to the point where it's going to, if you put the hours in, obviously Neil Rayburn, our practice with, he's got a blue cloth at home, so it'd be a case of, putting a few hours in up there before any blue cloth events. But I think it's going to be limited, the amount of blue cloth events I do actually play, with obviously playing this series. Generally, a lot of the proms I play sort of Manchester at Savannah's. I mean, they're blue cloth now.
It's one of them because down the club at home, we got 8 blue Simneys cloths earlier in the year, and they do last well.
Yeah,
they are long lasting. But now with me and Darren debating maybe not going on the tour and just playing the series, we're thinking about going back to the green. But,
yeah. I mean, he's got to do what's best for the club. Like I say, there's no black ball around here. There's no one plays on the IPA ball. 3 of us. I don't think Andy's playing next year. Neil's playing on the tour next year, I believe. He's got a table at home, so the club's got to do what's best for the club.
Do you ever go around Neil's and have a practice?
I do, yeah, I do.
Yeah.
Do go up at his house and have a game, yeah. It's a nice setup that he's got up there.
Yeah.
I don't know how many hours he'll be putting in now because he's just had a baby, so he's
well, he won on the
daddy duties, but yeah, he won in Morocco.
Morocco, yeah, that's right. Maybe that's the key, less practice.
Having a baby.
Imagine that, yeah.
Lauren?
Less practice.
Are you listening?
Yeah.
Jesse's going to win the series next year.
Oh, guaranteed. Oh, he's gone straight enough.
That's a poor shot.
Yeah.
It's a big target. It's unforgivable, really, going off from there.
There's a few unforced errors in this match. And,
he's not hit through it. He's just stopped. The way he sort of almost...
I don't think he really hit the white in the correct place, did he? He just didn't hit low enough. Right. Simon's developed his balls, but still got a bit of work to do. The black's still tied up, and it's not an easy finish. But he will definitely want to punish that mistake from Arfan. he's just kissed the knuckle and it's helped him out big time there. That could have landed quite nasty.
I've just had a text off one of the local county ladies saying that I've got a face for commentary. That's nice of her. I was going to buy her a drink, but that's not going to happen now, Jess. She'll be listening in, having a laugh now.
Yeah. I think you're suited to the commentary, Jim.
Well,
you do a good job,
it's
mate.
tough. It's tough because you don't know whether you're saying too much, not enough. You know, obviously people are always going to disagree with you.
I'll just get bullied into the commentary by Lee.
Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah,
Yeah.
He does that.
There's
he has
me.
that knack.
There's me embarrassing myself with the Jana accent, and
That's a nice shot. Did you screw over now into the black, Jess?
yeah.
Or-
Well, I don't know. I think you should just play for the black in the middle. I think you just got to play a couple of cute positional shots and play the black in the middle, possibly.
And that's why.
Yeah. See, because he's going to end up.
That's
I
why.
think he's landed. I think he's a bit fortunate.
Is he on it?
Well, not. I think he can just. If he's not, I think he can just dig it down with a touch of left.
Yeah, just
And
pinch
the
it a
white
little
should
bit.
naturally come down for the one on the rail, but he's going to end up playing the black in the middle anyway. So, yeah, he's digging down slightly. We'll try to move him again.
That's an incredible choice of shot, really, when he's got a chance to just
You obviously can
get
see
to
it straight as
You can
well.
obviously see it straight. You know, he's tried it once, it's not worked. He's got less of a target this time because he's only got one ball on the table. And he's done that. You know, at 5-0 up, he kisses that perfect.
Yeah, it goes for you.
It's-
Yeah, it does go.
He's got to play this along the rail now with left hand side.
Struggling and you
And
fall
come
two
back down.
This is a massive shot. He's hit it thick and
He won't be happy with himself. He seems a little bit frustrated at the minute.
Arfan's just gonna.
It's an opportunity now to drop the one in the top pocket and play the one down the rail
Yeah, I think
over the bin, and he's got complete
I
control
think
of
he's
it.
just gonna play this half ball and leave the white sort of on the bulk cushion.
You think he'll leave it? He won't go for it now.
No, I don't think he will. I think he's just gonna. Arfan's he's an attacking player, but I think sometimes you just gotta, you know, put
Park
your
the bus.
Put your foot on the brake and just wait for a better opportunity, because I think now he's looking at putting the white onto the cush, and I think that's the correct shot.
You have many tournaments down your way, Jess?
Oh, we have quite a few. He's just done what I said.
Right. What do I know?
Yeah, but he hasn't played it as well as what he maybe could.
That's why I've retired, see, Jess. I don't see them. I don't see them shots anymore.
Oh, I can see him. I just can't play them. That's always been more.
Yeah, can you
Not
see
bad.
this? Can you just?
I think
can you
he's. I think
glance on top of it.
he can play a swerve.
Yeah,
and
that's
try and
swerve
pot
shot.
this. No,
It's
he's.
a big target. It's weight.
I think it's a good shot just coming one cushion. To be fair, because he's putting a bit
got
of
it.
pressure on Arfan.
Yeah, that's a good shot.
By putting it there, he's in the frame. Whereas
That's why I thought if Arfan played the one down the rail,
yeah,
you know, and even if it goes in, he can leave the white sort of left-hand side of the table where the black is. He's not got any pressure on him. Do you know what I mean? Whereas now,
Oh,
if he leaves him this on, he's got a double on the black, has he?
I think he's left it.
But can he go anywhere with the white ball? Does the black double? I don't think it does.
Again, it'd have to be a cut into the middle pocket, possibly.
Yeah, I think it's too tough from there.
But
Chance of being off the
Arfan
red.
doesn't look too disappointed, so I'm not sure
I
what.
think he's dead straight. I think a shot again here might be just to roll it over the pocket.
If he's dead straight, it is just dropping it over the hole. If he's got a teeny bit of angle, he could manoeuvre the cue ball over there.
You have to stun it a little bit.
It's a real powerful power shot, but
They certainly got the cue power.
yeah, there you go.
Oh,
And that's a
well,
great
that's a
shot.
great shot.
That is
That is a
fantastic.
really, really good
That's
shot.
really good. And he's had to power that in, and he's nailed it.
That could be a game changer, that, Jess.
Yeah, that's a massive,
It's a great shot.
massive shot though. Look at this. Here we go.
Look at the side he has on this. Perfect. See, my shot was right.
Your shot was right, yeah. Yeah. But to be fair, Arfan, he well, whether it, I don't know, but he's not executed that shot very well at all. And
Let's get an update on this, on the scores under the table. Okay, so Tom Barley and Seb, 5 each. I believe that Seb may have just won that one though to go 6-5. Rob Warren is 5-3 up. Stefan Racidi is 5-4 up. And here we're 4-3 to Arfan with the break.
Just watch his break. Again. Oh wow, that's massive. But again, he's got the white jumping around it. It's just not convincing at the moment, but he's making balls.
I'd rather you than me with these, Jess.
Oh, it's a nasty table to go up. I don't. With the white jump in and then ground, could have went in 3-4 holes.
That red drops in, and that corner, they're quite straightforward. Bar the black. Let's try and screw into the red and the yellow.
Yeah.
Free them all out. That's a good shot. I think he's been a little bit unlucky still covering the yellow. I think he prefers yellows, but reds are there now.
Yeah. I think he's going to finish here on reds.
I'd be tempted here, Jez, to take the red just to the right-hand side of the what we call the brown spot.
Yeah.
And then with a little bit of right-hand side, take the one on the rail, nearer to the rail on the right-hand side, and then screw the white down the bottom end of the table to take these two, and leave your top two.
I presume the red on the bottom cushion.
They stay in yellows.
He's going.
Yeah, yellow, yeah.
I think one of each. One of each.
In that shot, one of each.
Sure, one of each just went in there. Can we get a replay on that? No. He's screwed. Screwed two, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2 yellows. 2 yellows. I think it was 2 yellows. We're just going to try and wind it back to see what happened. I think it might have been 2 yellows, I think.
I thought red, yellow.
Sorry about that, guys. So he is yellows. I missed that myself, Jess. It all happened so quick.
Well, I was saying one of each.
I thought it was one of each. Yeah, I thought it was.
Jordan
but the red
Jordan
here,
said one of each as well.
the red here rattled.
And so Arfan is yellows.
Yeah.
Right.
So I think now the shot is to play the one to the middle, screw back to the middle of the table, take the yellow by the red, and then play the long yellow down the table off the red.
Cannon off the red, yeah. I think we might have had a slight bad contact there.
He's got to play the long yellow down the table now off the red. Bring the white into the middle of the table. This is where we need some of the old technology where we can draw the lines on and stuff, Jez. Yeah, we can have a game of noughts and crosses.
I'd lose that too, don't worry. So ideally he wants to be straight, and
I think
he's played that quite. It's nice just to drop it through, and he will still have one to the middle possibly after. But he's still got execute this shot because.
I think you play it a little bit tougher though, a little bit harder to make sure the red gets out the way.
Do you go clean off the red or do you go
Off the cushion
first?
makes it a bigger target, I think, for me. And I think there's more chance of chopping the red thinner to get it out the way of this yellow here. Whereas if it hits the yellow full in the face and sticks to it, I think he's played it well. Yeah, perfect.
Yeah.
It's a great shot.
Very good shot. Just wants to try and stay low with the blue spot on this shot. He doesn't want to go up. I say he's played that well.
If anything, a little bit soft.
Yeah, a little soft, yeah.
Just going to put a little bit of distance between the white and black, but I think it's easy enough to just drop in. Seems to be soft screwing it. Perfect. So after that confusion, it turns out to be a fluke.
A fluke that's won in the frame.
Simon not looking pleased.
No. So that's 5-3 to Arfan. First to 8, Simon needs a big break to chalk one up and get back in this match. Are you a Stoke City fan, Jim?
I'm not Jess, no. I'm a Wolves fan. She went to the match yesterday against Burton Albion.
Wolves?
Yeah, Wolves fan. Yeah, my little boy's a Stoke fan, so I do follow the results for him.
Lauren's dad, he actually does driving around for some of the academy players at Wolves.
Right.
Yeah, he drives some of the youth team around.
Okay.
So, yeah, the stars of tomorrow.
We could do with being the stars of today, to be honest. It's we're never going to have a better time to go up. The way they're playing football,
they've got an opportunity now.
Spent a lot of money, and big investors in the club now, big Chinese consortium. Seems to be where all the money is in all the sports nowadays, Jess, China.
Yeah, trying to take over. So I didn't see that break. Did Simon go off? Did he?
He did. Top left as we look at the table.
Did he go direct or? Yeah. So
The black seems straightforward enough to drop in the middle, so he doesn't need to move it. These seem pretty straight. I think I'd be putting a little bit more angle on this. Just bring the white down towards the black and get rid of this first red. But it doesn't go in there, I don't think, the bottom right. Does it go in the middle past the black?
In the middle,
yeah, does it? Yeah, okay.
He's definitely going reds. That should be his last ball, that red, where the white is now, near where the white is. Ideally, he wants to get to the top end of the table as soon as possible because he'll want to come back to the few balls to get him perfect there. He's tried getting up. Ooh.
And that's gone about as wrong as it can go.
He's not played that very well.
He's going to have to play a plant, is he?
I think he's going to have to play one near the black now. I fancy making it, but it's just asked a question that didn't need to be asked.
Just a little bit of a sloppy shot, just to try to land in any sort of space, and
I think he sort of rushed the shot. He hadn't thought through the shot properly. He didn't give it enough thought, and he's just played it a bit quick, if you ask me.
Do you think that comes from his 9-ball? Just a little bit, just playing into spaces. I think this sort of habit comes from there.
Yeah, he's a great attacking player, Arfan. He's good at all Q disciplines. I said that yesterday on the commentary, and but as long as you're getting into the areas that you need to be, then you played a great shot there. And so still a bit of work to do, but he's back on track, shall we say?
He's got a big space to land in. If he wants to take this bottom one last, it's a big space to land in. Just wants to make sure he doesn't land really straight on it. Needs a little bit of angle.
Yeah, you definitely want a bit of angle. See, I've been playing the one directly in the middle of the table type thing. That'd be my ball to get up for the last red. So I think that's what he's going to do.
Yeah, I think like again that shot there. You know, he's got to dink this back now, and if he just jabs it a little bit, he doesn't come far enough. He leaves himself a shot. Whereas if he just roll that one in there along the rail, the white naturally takes that path. I think that little things like that can make all the difference. So now if he's straight.
He's a little straight. He'll be punching this one, I feel.
Yeah, I think there's a little mark on the table just between them two yellows. If you have a look on the table, if he lands anywhere a little bit to the left of that mark, he's okay.
Yeah. But he definitely doesn't want to be straight because it makes the black. He's played it well.
Just got to stun this across. Just be careful. He's got to get through it, because if he doesn't, he drops behind the yellow.
Yeah, it's one of them where you could decelerate.
Or you could hit it too hard and screw almost into the black. Player of Arfan's experience certainly shouldn't do that. Well, there you go.
He's at the black.
He's got away with it. Simon shaking his head. He has got away with that big time.
He's still got to pot it though.
It's not as easy as you think. This.
No,
it's looking from where we're sat. It's very, very thin chop. This, Jess.
It is.
And the white's going flying around the table. He's on the stream, it looks really easy. But this is not the easiest shot in the world. Oh, just about.
Yeah, good weight. Good shot.
He got away with it.
He did. That could have landed on, unpottable, and he's had a bit of a touch there. Yeah, I don't think both players are at the top of their game in this match, unfortunately, and whoever goes on to lose this match will be bitterly disappointed because they'll know they haven't played anywhere near their best. But you can't always be break dishes all the time. People do make mistakes. We're only human. And these two, are two of the best players in the tournament.
Seb's just knocked a lovely red up the rail. The black to go 8-5 up against Tom Barley. Beautiful shot.
That's the match.
Well, that's the match,
That's
first
the
to 8,
match.
of course,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's
So
the
Seb
loser
Webber's
side.
through. He's won 8-5 against Tom Barley.
Yeah. Seb's on a run.
So the tournament almost starts again now.
Yeah. Quarterfinals are due to start at 3 o'clock this afternoon.
So you come up dry.
So for all you locals who's tuning in, feel free to come down. We have Jed Ronan here from the Winning Post, taking bets. Lee Kendall's got various drink offers going on. Well, he has now. I've also noticed they got a great menu now, food-wise.
Yeah, we've had a new manageress. Seems to be implementing a few ideas. The menu's good.
We've had some good food this weekend. Very good food. So this will be going on probably till about midnight now. So for the locals tuning in, come down. It's free of charge to watch.
The drinks offer is buy one for the price of two, and
That's
get one
correct.
free. Yes.
And Lee's also put some money behind the bar.
Well, he jumped straight up off that. I think he thought he'd hit it straight at it.
He had a big kick.
Right.
Yeah, he had a big kick.
Well, I think he's still okay.
Yeah, he's okay.
He's got a big space to stun in between these two reds and get in that gap.
He's still all right, but he must think everything's against him at the moment, having a kick like that, and the way a few of the frames have gone, but he's played that well. Played a great shot.
A finish here and then a break dish will do him the world of good, Jess.
Yeah, you feel a lot better. I just feel the pressure's really escalating on Simon, so this is a must finish.
Which will be after the session. So the draw, and we'll come back in the answers. Finish the 9 to 12 rounds.
bit careful here because I think he's debating playing a little half-ball cannon on the black.
Taking his time here, just making sure that he gets his finish. Probably calming himself down a little bit. That's perfect.
Yeah, he's played that well.
Just drop this through now, trickle it through 3 or 4 inches.
Does that red, the yellow, go past the red to the middle?
I'm sure it does. I think he also has a big gap here as well. I think if he puts the bottom yellow here on the right hand side, he comes in that gap again between them 2 reds off the side rail.
He's got to make sure he misses that red though. See, I'm thinking whether he might play the yellow and squeeze it off the cushion red. He's looking
I don't think that was his intention. I think he wanted to obviously play the yellow to the middle, but he went too far the shot before. Left himself no choice.
I think he's got no choice but to play that ball. Yep, when he's playing it.
It's easier than it looked from the other side there.
Yeah, definitely.
He's not landing great though.
He didn't get the bite on the cue ball, did he?
He's played it to make sure of the pot and not give enough thought to the white ball.
I'm not sure if he tried running it past the black.
He did. That was the.
He did. I thought he tried stunning it, but.
I think he tried to run it past the black. I think he just was concentrating too much on getting his ball. Played it a little bit more delicately to make sure it dropped in. It's tough, this.
Tough.
He's got to hit it with a bit of pace, because if he drops it in and lands on the rail, he leaves himself no shot.
Yeah, he's got to bump it off the cushion.
He's played that really, really well.
That's a great shot.
Again, he's
fantastic.
He's
shot.
really straight, so just a little dink back, 3 or 4 inches.
Ooh.
Pinch the pocket a little bit, Jez. I think.
Yeah, he's got a bit of angle to work with there. Just enough. Yeah, he's overscrewed it, but.
I think he'd have took it at the start of the finish.
Oh, definitely.
Just drop it in. He's got him. He'll be relieved. He'll be relieved.
He's under all sorts of pressure throughout that finish, and yeah, it's a great finish.
He went the scenic route, but
he's got the job done. Another one chalked up for Simon, and this is break. So he needs a big break. He doesn't want to go straight and off like last time.
Rob Warren about to go 6-5 up, I believe. And if we look here, match stats. Simon's made 3 balls from the break. Arfan's made 4 so far. So, it's time to level it up.
Oh, he's hit them well. And all the black, the black's tied.
They've split well, but not
Nothing's
been easy.
Nothing's easy.
Needs to catch a little bit of left-hand side on the ball. Right-hand side on the ball,
side, yeah.
rather, when he breaks off, Simon.
These are the sort of frames like Arfan will be sat in his chair and he'll be happy Simon's sort of at the table, sort of because it is such a tricky finish. And sometimes you do prefer your opponent sometimes going game for a real awkward finish.
Yeah.
Because this is a very awkward finish. And if he makes this, it'll be pure class.
Does it go?
I would say no. Oh, you could see that one down the rail. My eyes ain't that good.
Does the red go on the back rail here past the yellow?
Well, originally, I didn't think it did, but now, whether he can just like cushion first and then just graze the yellow, possibly, and he might get the bag anyway. But saying that, it probably goes clean.
He's got the pocket. Has he left a gap down the rail? It's tough down the rail as they go to the run. Anyone who's interested, Gavin Lomax has just gone through against Stefan Rosidi, 8 frames to 5. Rob Warren is currently 6-5 up with Greg at the table. And here we are with Arfan 6-4 in the lead. After this, after these two matches are finished, we're going to be doing an interview with the 4 qualifiers from the losers' side. And then shortly after that will be the live draw for the quarterfinals. So do stay tuned in.
Yeah, it's the right shot Arfan's played there. He had nothing else on. His yellows all seem to be pretty tied up. So could turn into a bit of a tactical battle this one. And as Fitz, he digs up and tries potting this and then plays some sort of double or cannon. Like a billiard shot. He might try a billiard shot. This is what I'm
He's
thinking.
cued that really well. That's a good shot.
So
he's going to go for it.
He's going for the billiard shot.
I think he's going.
He's going to have half ball.
Do you play a half ball with side? And so you make sure that if you hit the yellow, the white sort of takes with the side and brings it out from the back rail and gives himself the best possible chance to.
So he's gone for the billiard.
Good shot.
And he's played it correct. He just needs a red to slow up.
I think he's happy. I think he's happy with that. I think, you know, a little bit of the unknown. I think he's happy that he's left himself half a shot.
He's got half a shot.
I think he'd have taken it.
To the middle, yeah.
I think if it had landed touching the white, I think he'd have been fuming.
Oh.
But I think he's happy with that.
But the long pot to start with, and then the billiard was just. Oh, he's overcooked it.
Oh, it's too much. It's incredible.
Oh.
Position perfect as well.
Yeah.
The left, he played it with a little bit of left-hand side, and he's overcut it.
Yeah.
The side's taking it.
That would have been another great finish to get him back 6-5, but the frame's not over with yet because, you know, Arfan's got a few yellows tied up and the red's in like decentish spot if he does get a snooker. You know, there will be a chance for him to pot it somehow. So Arfan will just be thinking about maybe going for the finish or playing a snooker.
He just glances off this nice and soft in behind it. I think that was the right shot to play.
Yeah.
I think the only danger is he leaves the 2 cushion escape, side rail, bottom rail, but with how much the tables slide, he's got to literally just miss the yellow.
Yeah, he's looking.
I think it's the only way he can go. He can't come across the table in any way, shape or form unless he checks it. And checking it from there above that yellow is such a tough shot. I don't think he needs to play this with as much side as he thinks.
No.
See?
Yeah. At the same time, it was never an easy shot anyway, but it's all he had. And
Would you play here then, Jez? You move the white and play the yellow onto the yellow?
Yep, yeah.
Down the rail, bring them both out?
On the right-hand side, yep. Updates on the other tables there?
6-5 to Rob at the moment. It looks like a little bit of a ding-dong sort of frame. You don't need to look over when Rob's at the table because you can see the glimmer from them shoes coming up. Jazz that Rob's got on.
The sparklers.
Very unique, them.
Dazzlers, as he calls them.
Dazzlers.
And he's on a finish by the looks of it. So go 7-5 against me good mate Greg. So yeah, he's picked the cue ball up and he's going to develop the 2 on the rail, which is the correct shot. Just got to try and judge it. See,
That is not a good shot.
It's not a good shot. No, he's played the right shot, but he's just not executed it well. He's
I think Simon will be relieved a little bit there.
a little bit relieved, but also there's every chance Arfan is going to pop the one over the O and disturb him as well. So
Can he play the yellow off the red into the middle? Guys, here?
no, it's too far.
It's too far.
It's too far, mate.
Because he could obviously then, play the sort of red into them 2 yellows at the bottom.
Yeah.
If that shot was there.
Yeah, I think he's just going to drop this one in the middle.
Just drops this in now and plays around the angles and then plays the yellow in the middle of the table off the red and just puts the red to the rail. Takes the pressure off the finish.
There's a chance for that.
Because then you can play the yellow over the bottom right-hand pocket as we're looking at screw into these 2 yellows with no danger that if it goes wrong, he can run safe or play a snooker. Or
Me personally, just dropping it in, leaving the white on the right cushion, like on the bulk line, and then just potting the one over the old screwing across into him.
Has he come far enough to play the screw? Is he not a little bit too close to the cushion, a little bit too much angle to pinch, or can he pinch it?
Sure.
So I just think if he'd have played the yellow off the red here and just put the red to the rail, it takes all the pressure off them sort of shots.
He certainly won't be playing it in off the red now, I don't think, because if he was straight, he could. He's playing a shot I said anyway, which I thought he would.
That's a good shot.
Because with
on the rail.
Oh God!
He's going to screw into it again.
But he's got another angle to. So he's moving his balls around from rail to rail at the moment. So after this shot, it's going to be on the top left rail.
And the ideal scenario here is that he screws into it and he hits the red. So he hits sort of cushion before he hits the yellow. Puts it into the red. Looks like Rob is snookered on the black in that frame. Still 6-5 to Rob. Seems to be lining something up. I'll keep an eye on this one. Oh, he's hit the black. He's gone in off.
White scratch.
He's gone in off.
So he might want to play this yellow now because he's on it. And but no, he's gonna try and move the.
Wow, he's got into that and left himself perfect.
Yeah.
No,
It's becoming a bit tricky now, though. This is, it looked like a great chance at the start of the visit, and now it's sort of turned. Simon will be thinking to himself, I might be coming back to the table. So there's hope for Simon in this frame. But Arfan's going to have to play a few good telling shots here. He's got to get he's not really had the cue ball on 6 months in this visit, so he needs to start.
he's played that well.
Yeah, great shot. probably had a touch of luck on that previous shot where he's screwed back, and he's actually landed perfect on that ball to develop that one. He's had a little result. So he just needs one good pot now. Just got to stay still. Yeah, just cue that nicely. Oh, that's a good finish. Well, that puts Arfan on the hill now. 7 frames to 4. And well, the match is definitely out of Simon's hands. It's in, you know, Arfan's got 2 breaks from here in, at least. So I feel sorry for Simon. It's not really happened for him in this match. He took some good finishes out, but also it's just not really gone his way. But here we go, Arfan's break. Again, see?
Well, Simon was straight after it. I've never seen him move so quick.
And I said this to him yesterday. He'd been dicing with that for a long, long time, and it was only a matter of time before it actually happened. And it's happened at probably the worst time possible, really. But yeah, after his match yesterday, I spoke to him about the break. I said, "You got to be careful, mate, because he was, you know, he kept coming down and down, and now it's just." Here we go, watch it in slow mo.
He just dips there at the very last minute, and it's jumped the white. Yeah, obviously with the cup, you don't need to dig that low. I mean, obviously the aim of the break to from hitting the front ball is to stun it up the spots, up the middle of the table.
Exactly.
Keep it away from the pockets. Whereas on the cup break, you know, you've more than likely got a little bit of a pack to prevent that in off. So you know, just below centre for me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was a good shot by Simon, that.
Bit fortunate. Can just turn it over. He's not played a good shot at all, though. I think he would have just dropped that ball in and played this red here to the top right-hand pocket as we look at the table.
He's going into the black if he tries cutting that, isn't he, Jim?
Yeah, he is. Can't get out of the way of that. I think he's just got to try and turn this one over here, turn the white over a little bit, and swerve to this one at the bottom right.
Bottom right.
Oh, he's taking it out. Most people get out of the way. Yeah. From there, it looks like he can.
It's just not landing, and that's what happens when it's not quite going for you. It just.
But he's not played a great shot.
I know.
Two bad shots he's played, really. So.
Yeah, it was like a slack shot, but another day, like you say, when you're winning 5 now, you can get away with playing bad shots, and they'll still come out smelling of roses. But at the moment, he's just up against it, and it's just all a bit of a struggle.
Good shot now.
Yeah.
Played that one.
Yeah, great shot by Simon. Controlled it well.
Just again, he just needs to make sure he leaves himself a little angle here. Doesn't go dead straight or anything, or play anything too lackadaisy like this.
He's alright, just.
He's got away with that. He really has got away with that.
Don't know if he can get the screw on the cue ball.
I think
Yeah, he
he's
can.
a little soft stun. He's
Oh,
behind the
no.
yellow. He's been out of position the whole finish.
Oh no.
I think sometimes you bring it on yourself, and you know, by his standards, you know, he's been a little bit lax about the whole finish.
Yeah. Wow. Just play the one down the left rail and get the snooker if you miss.
Yeah, I think you can just play it thick, deliberately thick, and make sure you get the snooker.
I think you'd be trying to pot it, but if it, because you had the one to the middle anyway. But the whites just come out a little bit to make that shot awkward, so he'll probably...
You go now, I think you go.
Yeah, you'll be playing the bottom, the one on the black spot. And just run the white in between, like blue spot and the brown spot. Just like that, and now
Just 3 stuns.
3 stuns, yeah.
3 stuns. Play this naturally with a little bit of left-hand side me, just to bring it a little bit wider.
He's playing this one because he's got the security of the black being covered by the yellow. He's just landed a little bit awkward, but it shouldn't be a problem.
It's a little soft screw now up towards the middle pocket. That's perfect.
Would you just done it off the one cushion or just run it round off 2?
I think you just drop on and off the rail. It's preference, I think, with this sort of shot.
No, he's fine, he's straight enough. I thought it was a bit more angle, but...
Well, he'd be delighted to get through.
Yep. Well done, Arfan.
Well done.
Arline Simon.
Thanks for tuning in, guys. Stay in touch for the interviews and the draw. And back soon.
Yeah, thanks, bye.